In this video tutorial, we take a look at how you can quickly set up DHL plugin on your WordPress store. The ELEX WooCommerce DHL Express Shipping plugin is an ideal plugin to help you integrate your WordPress store to DHL Shipping. The plugin supports three options offered by DHL: DHL Express, DHL Packet, and DHL eCommerce. Let us take a look at how quickly you can get the plugin work for your store. Once the plugin is installed and activated, you need to run through the quick setup steps that will enable you to use the plugin instantly. Enter the DHL account information obtained from DHL Express and validate the same. Here in the general settings, also enable the real-time rates and the shipping label. Save the settings once done. Next, we move to the rates and services section. You can enable the show delivery time, and also choose the working days and cut-off time for processing the DHL delivery. Do not forget to enable the services offered by DHL here, and save the settings. Next is the label and tracking settings. Check for the label printing size and then enable tracking here. Also, choose the commercial invoice method as DHL Invoice generator. Upon choosing this, you need to select the invoice type as commercial or pro forma and enter the details required like the exporter ID, code, etc. When you choose commercial, you get a commercial invoice, and if you choose pro forma, you get a pro forma invoice generated. And save the settings. The next one is the packaging option. Choose the default one and save. Once done with all these steps, your plugin is ready to use. When a customer places an order on your store, they can see the real-time rates displayed in the cart and checkout page with the estimated delivery dates. Upon processing the order, an order ID is generated. In the dashboard, you can process the order for your customer from the Orders tab. Select the same order ID and generate the package. Here you can also choose a DHL Express service if required and also cash on delivery. Then create a shipment. Upon doing it, you get the shipment generated, with the tracking ID from DHL. On clicking the tracking ID you can see the tracking details. The link directs to the DHL tracking page. You can also generate a shipping label here for your order. The label looks like this. Also, you can get a commercial or a pro forma invoice printed for your order depending on the settings you enabled. The customer can see all the information regarding the order processed from the My Account page. This is how a general DHL order processing work. Now let us get in detailed information about the plugin. Firstly, when the plugin is installed, then you need to activate it following the basic instruction that is used to enable the ELEX plugins. Look for the link in the description. Activate the plugin and open the general settings of the plugin. The plugin settings comprise of 5 tabs which are General Settings, Rates and Services, Label and Tracking and Packaging, and License. Let us take a look at General Settings. Here you can toggle between Test and Live mode. Depending on the mode selected, provide the account number, site ID, and the site password. You can validate the credentials from DHL Express. Find out how to obtain the credentials from DHL Express in the link provided in the description. In the Enable or Disable section, enable the real-time rates, which will be displayed in the cart and checkout page. Also, you can enable the shipping label to generate shipping labels for your orders, if you want to generate the DHL shipping labels for your orders. Enable insurance, tick this checkbox to enable shipping insurance for packages. You can even select the desired currency for conversion, and specify the conversion rate. DHL Insurance Checkout field, once enabled, customers will get the checkbox to add insurance option to their packages, on the checkout page. The final amount will be including the insurance amount. Enable Developer Mode, if you want to track the error messages or information from the debug messages that appear in the cart page. Default Currency, this field displays the default currency of the country you have specified in your shipper address. If your store currency is different from DHL currency, then a text field appears, where you can enter the conversion rate. Next, you need to enter the shipper address, which helps to calculate the real-time rates. Account payment country, select the country for DHL account payments. By default, the shipper country is taken as an account payment country. If your shipper country differs from the DHL account payment country, choose the required option from the list. Moving on to the next settings, which is the rates and services. These settings directly affect the rates that are displayed to your customers. Show hide functionality, you can show or hide the following functionalities which are mentioned here. Delivery time, on enabling this, the estimated delivery date will be shown for each DHL service in the cart and the checkout page. DHL account rates, when enabled, the plugin will fetch DHL account-specific rates. Breakdown charges, when enabled, the customers will be shown breakdown charges on the cart and checkout page. It includes weight charges, DHL handling charges, and remote area surcharge. Show insurance charges, once enabled, shows the insurance amount separately in the breakdown charges. Show remote area surcharge, when enabled, shows the remote area surcharge separately in the breakdown charges. Cheapest rates, only the cheapest rates from the qualified services will be shown in the cart and checkout page. Is dutiable, by default dutiable is set to no for all domestic and EU regions. You can enable it for international non-EU shipment. Exclude DHL tax, enable this setting to exclude DHL tax from its returned services. The rates returned will be shown excluding any tax. This setting will also be useful if you want to apply the default WooCommerce tax settings, instead of the DHL tax. UTF-8 support, tick this checkbox to enable UTF-8 character set support. This setting will be useful while printing labels for UTF-8 characters for languages like Chinese, Japanese, and so on. While calculating shipping rates, you can use the address fields in your own language characters and the DHL will accept it. Method config, in this setting, you can set custom DHL method name, and specify countries where you wish to offer DHL shipping services. Block for specific countries, instead of selecting the desired countries, you can choose block countries as well. The DHL Express shipping method will not be shown to the selected countries in this selection field. Insurance for specific countries, select desired countries for which you want to show the insurance option to customers in the checkout page. Working days, tick the desired working days for the delivery. The estimated delivery date will be shown to the customer based on the days selected in this setting. Cut-off time, choose the desired cut-off time. If an order is placed after the cut-off time, the next working day will be chosen as the shipping date in the request to DHL API. The estimated delivery date will be displayed based on this shipping date. Shipping services and price adjustments. This table contains all the DHL services supported by our WooCommerce DHL plugin. You can check or uncheck desired services here. Following are the DHL services supported by our WooCommerce DHL plugin. Not only does the plugin fetches real-time rates, but it also provides an option to adjust those prices. The prices can be adjusted in terms of amount or a percentage value. You can adjust the shipping price by adding or subtracting the required amount to or from the actual shipping cost. Use the minus sign for subtracting the amount in the field. The next important setting is the label and tracking setting. Enable or disable functionalities. Here tick the checkbox to enable desired functionality. Paperless trade or PLT, when enabled, DHL's paperless trade service will be activated, and a receipt will be generated for the commercial invoice to customers. DHL's paperless trade service allows you to electronically transmit commercial and pro forma invoices, eliminating the need to print and physically attach them to your shipments. And it is a free service. Saturday delivery, this is a special service where shipments can be delivered on Saturdays as well. Cash on delivery, when enabled, shipments are created with cash on delivery options. Enable default service for label generation, when enabled, the same shipping service selected by the customer during checkout will be printed while generating labels. Else, you can change the shipping service from the WooCommerce Edit Order page while generating shipment labels. Show only chosen services on Rates and Services section, when enabled, shows only services chosen in the Rates and Services section, while generating labels. If the customer is not using DHL services on the cart page to process the order, then they will need to mandatorily enable Show Only Chosen Services on Rates and Services section. Otherwise, they will get no rates and services on the order page to generate the labels. Enable Direct Download. Tick this checkbox to configure a single-click download for labels and invoices, instead of following the traditional document printing procedure. This option is available only for PDF files. Enable Delivery Signature at checkout. Choose this option to allow your customers to opt for signature on delivery, at the checkout page. Enable Customer to Print Label. Choosing this option will allow customers to print labels from their My Accounts page on the store. Shipping Label. This setting allows you to select your desired label size and format. You can print labels in the following sizes as shown here. Also, you can choose any one of the format for printing the labels here. Shipping Content Description. You can provide a description of the shipping contents. This description will be printed on all the printed documents and is usually required for security checks and customs. Shipper Comment. You can add a comment from the shipper in here. This can be also modified in the individual order page. Company Logo. Will let you upload a company logo image, which will be appearing in the labels. Duty Payment. When transporting goods across international borders, shipments are subject to duties and taxes as determined by customs in the destination country. You can choose to whom the duty tax will be charged. You can either choose the shipper, the recipient, third party or other or none. When you choose the recipient, you need to choose one of the duty payment types. If you opt for third party or other, then you need to provide duty account number. Archive Air Waybill. A DHL waybill is a shipping document that helps in services like ensuring package safety, customs clearance, and works as a proof of consignment to track the shipment. Tick this checkbox to send a waybill with every shipment label generated with DHL Express. You can choose to print either one or two archive documents. There are a lot of other things that you can achieve with the waybill. To know more about waybill service in DHL, click on the link in the description. Bulk Shipment. For bulk shipment, you can select default domestic and international service. Select desired options for both services from the given options. This default service will be chosen when no DHL service is selected during checkout. Special Service. Choose the default service type if your products are restricted commodities or dangerous goods. You can even enable the setting for a specific product in the Special Service setting under the Shipping Settings tab of individual product page settings. Once this setting is enabled, a compliance warning will be displayed on the DHL labels. Available options include the following. Return Label. Tick this checkbox to enable return label generation. You should provide your import DHL account number for using this functionality. When you enable the option, you can fill the return label account number. If the return address is not the same as the shipper address, you can tick the checkbox here, and enter the relevant address to ship back the item. Once this is enabled, you can see the return label option in the orders. You can choose the quantity and generate a return label for your order. The return label will look like this. Tracking. Tick this checkbox to enable shipment tracking facility. Commercial Invoice. Basically we have two options. One is the classic invoice generator, the other one is the DHL Invoice generator. DHL Invoice generator uses the DHL API to generate the commercial and pro forma invoice printed. Whereas the classic invoice generator uses the FPDF libraries to generate commercial invoice printed without making any external API calls. When you choose the classic invoice generator, you get a classic invoice generated. You can enable or disable these settings. Display WooCommerce tax details. Enable this setting to include WooCommerce tax details in the commercial invoices. If you have tax calculated for an order whose shipment is created, the tax will be included in the commercial invoice just next to the discount field. Include VAT number. Enable this option to include VAT number in the commercial invoices. You need to specify the required VAT number in this setting. Display shipping service type. Enabling this setting will display shipping service type in the commercial invoices. Enable Proforma invoice. Once enabled, you can create a proforma invoice. The proforma invoice should be generated and downloaded before shipment creation. In the classic setting, you can generate the proforma invoice before generating the shipment for your order. When you choose the DHL invoice generator, you are provided with two types of invoices. One is the proforma invoice, the other is the commercial invoice. If you use DHL for commercial purposes, then you need a commercial invoice. If you are not using for commercial purposes, then you need the proforma invoice. After choosing the invoice type, you can generate a proforma invoice or a commercial invoice. The label helps to distinguish both. You need to enter the quantity unit from the choices. The language. Upon choosing the language, the invoice is printed in the same language chosen. Also, you need to enter the export ID, exporter code, type of export, permanent, temporary, or re-export. You can also specify the reason for export. Enter the EORI number, which is a unique number for shipper identification. Also, you can choose to enable freight cost, insurance cost, and the VAT number, along with the VAT number provided. DHL email service allows you to append additional messages that will be part of the DHL email notification service. Pickup. Tick this checkbox to enable pickup service. Further settings appear, where you can specify the number of days for scheduled pickup, provide pickup time, and details of pickup personnel. When you enable pickup option, and provide details like the pickup time and personnel details in the settings. In the order processing page, you get an option to create a pickup request. Upon clicking the same, you get a pickup booked confirmation number. Next is the packaging option. Basically, three packing options are available. By default, pack items individually. Pack items into boxes with weight and dimensions. And weight-based packing. In each option, you can choose the default unit as pounds or kilograms. When you choose to pack items individually, you need to choose the package type. DHL box. These are the most commonly used boxes for packing. These boxes are populated by default when you install the plugin. Flyer. This option is suitable for bound documents and flat materials. Your pack. With this option, the item will be packed into a customized box, defined in your DHL accounts. When you choose pack items into boxes with weight and dimensions, you get a list of boxes available with DHL with specific dimensions. The best fit box is automatically chosen from the defined boxes. You are allowed to add a custom box of your choice too. You can specify the dimension and also enable the boxes as required. For each box, you can choose the package type from DHL box, flyer, and your pack. You need to define sizes for each logical box according to the packing style being followed for different products with different quantities. In the third option, you may wish to pack items according to their weight. If you are using this option, make sure that you have set accurate weights for your products in the respective product settings. Maximum weight or packing. Enter the maximum limit of weight for the individual box. Our WooCommerce DHL plugin also provides the following three methods for packing the items. Pack heavier items first. Pack lighter items first. Pack purely divided by the weight. These are basic plugin settings to be done for successfully generating and processing an order using DHL from your WooCommerce store. WooCommerce DHL plugin provides custom-built settings for individual products. To do the same, you need to open the shipping setting at the product level. Here you can fill in these details. HS tariff number. HS is a standardized system of names and numbers to classify products. Shop owners can provide the HS number of the product so that international shipments are processed smoothly. Country of manufacture. This field is used to mark the product's country of manufacture. This is reflected in the label and commercial invoice. Signature options. This option allows you to select the signature option for delivery of shipments. Several options include the following. Special service. If a product belongs to restricted commodities and dangerous goods, select the appropriate special service for the product. This service information will be printed on the shipping label for transit. Available options include the following. Upon choosing the service, you need to enter the unique UN number. Visual check of age. Tick this option to allow visually checking the age of the receiver, before accepting the shipment. If you want to generate DHL Express shipping labels in bulk, you would need our ELEX WooCommerce DHL Express bulk label printing add-on. Click on the link below, to read more about it. If you want to generate DHL labels automatically and receive an email notification for the same, make use of the ELEX WooCommerce DHL Express Auto-Generate and Email Labels add-on. Read more about it from the link in the description. Hence, this is the complete setup guide for integrating DHL service to your WooCommerce store using ELEX WooCommerce DHL Shipping plugin with Print Label. Thank you for watching. Go subscribe to our YouTube channel and don't forget to follow us on our social media channels.